Because I want something more in life. I want something better than just a job. Like I want to create the job. But y'all don't know nothing about that. I don't care about reparations. I don't care if because I'm black and my ancestors had to go through slavery, I'm supposed to be owed something. Why does growth make you disruptive? Right? That is a short that I actually created a couple months back. It performed okay, pretty well actually for my small ass page. But that's a big question, right? Why does growth make you disruptive? You know, uh, on all the videos that I've dropped, right? The single mom videos, the white only town videos, the Houston scam videos, right? All of those videos are connected to something. Yes, they're different individually, but they all are connected to the concept of growth or a lack thereof, or how growth looks when you stop growing in a positive way and you start growing in more of a negative way, right? And more of a way that impacts your morals and you don't really care who you hurt in all for the sake of money, right? You don't care if you're scamming people. You don't care if you're just robbing people, straight up ripping people off. You know, you don't care about anybody except for what you want to get right. But why growth not only is necessary, but why is it not pretty? You know, growth forces you to come confront. I say conform. Growth forces you to confront reality in your mindset, your environment, and your relationships. Now, I've already talked about the poor mindset versus the rich mindset. Those were the first videos I started off with, right? Your environment, the city of Houston, how it is abundant scams in this damn city, right? And your relationships, literally the single mother videos, literally the black women versus black men videos on how black women don't agree at all with most black men saying they should lead, right? You begin to notice patterns and you break them down and they're all the same. You know, they're all the same. You no longer play with dysfunction just to make others comfortable. Let me say that again. You no longer play in dysfunction to make others comfortable. That's deep. I'm not about to compromise not only myself, right? But if you want to break it down even further, I don't want and I'm not going to compromise my peace of mind to make y'all comfortable. In other words, you're not going to be hanging around people. You're not going to be doing stuff, the same stuff with people that you once did just to make them happy, right? Especially once you learn better and you know better, you're supposed to do better. Excuse me. Now, why does growth trigger people? Now, this is the disruptive part of the whole why does growth make you disruptive, right? You shift from blaming the system to building the system, from surviving to strategizing. That's the mindset. You go from saying, hey, I don't care about reparations. I don't care if because I'm black and my ancestors had to go through slavery, I'm supposed to be owed something. No, everything I earn, I have to get out there and work for. I have to. It's I don't. I'll never see myself as a person that feels like someone has to give me something or I'm owed something. No, whatever I work for, whatever I work towards, that's what I'll get. So if I don't do much work, I don't really get much in return. If I commit myself to a lot of work and actually strategize, pay attention, and understand exactly what I'm doing, then I put myself in a position to possibly get all the credit, if not more, right? That shift disturbs people. People who are still used to you being predictable or being small. You ever heard somebody say, why you acting like that, man? You acting like you somebody daddy, or you acting like you run something, or you acting like you grown. They say that, and the people that say that, they don't even realize you're saying that because the person that you're saying that about, they're putting forth way more energy and effort than you probably would ever put forth. When people tell you stop being so great, or well, hey, you if you don't want to work no more, you can just come over here and live, and that's okay. You can just lay up here. You don't got to do much. You don't got to get a job, and that's okay. To me, that's not okay. That'll never be okay. Actually, that'll man, hell no, 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 no. That's people that don't. You can't. You can. And let me not get ahead of myself. Right. The shift that I said, the shift from blaming to building, that shift that disturbs people. A lot of those people that see that shift from blaming to building, a lot of people that sees that disturbing quote unquote shift to those people that wanted you to stay small, right? A lot of times those people are the closest people to us. A lot of times those people look exactly like us. A lot of times those people wear similar last names to us. What I'm trying to say is a lot of times your family and your closest friends could be those very people that I'm talking about right now. They could be the people that get disturbed because you're not predictable anymore, because you're not small anymore. They're not used to you being on business, on point, and growing every day. Like you're not locked into a certain mindset. Like you have an abundance mindset. You can grow, right? People don't like it. People don't like when you evolve because it exposes their lack of evolution. You ever heard of the saying, this person or said person holds a mirror up to them? There it is right there. There it is. A lot of people around you, a lot of people in your environment, a lot of people, like, for example, me. I know back when I was younger, something in me, it showed that mirror to a lot of people. And I didn't understand that at the time, and that's why people would say little stuff here, there, and it'll like be confusing. I'm like, what the hell? Where did that come from? Like, what? That was random, But I had to understand. Nah, they see something in you. They see something in you that they don't see in themselves, and they don't know how to go about cultivating that thing that they see in you to make it great. That's why so many of us that could be doing better just in life in general, we get stumped out by life. We get stumped out by people telling us that, hey, oh, you can only be like this, or yeah, that's nice, that's cool, you got your little job, but that's it. Like, people want you to stay here, they don't want you to go here, right? So the next part, right? Growth isn't loud, but it does echo. When you level up, your silence becomes suspicious. Your pressure, your presence, excuse me, becomes pressure, right? In the last 5 years, if anyone who knows me in real life is watching this, in the last 5 years, I haven't spent nearly as much time around my family as I once did before, as I typically did, right? I had to push a lot of people aside and bag up from a lot of people because at the end of the day, none of these people were going in the direction that I was going in. Fast forward to now, in the past 5 years, I've done everything that I wanted to do. Like I've moved states, I've made more money from I guess regular job, right? Started businesses, um, started 2 YouTube pages. Um, man, visited, traveled, um, went to plenty of like basketball games, baseball games, wrestling events. Like I've been outside. I've been touching grass, as the youth says, right? I've been outside, but beforehand I was never outside. But growing and getting away from a lot of people, it really put me in a different mindset to say, hey, this is where I was supposed to be. This is how I was supposed to be thinking for so long. And people, because even when I talk to my mom, like I don't even talk to my mom that much. Not because I don't like her, because honestly, I'm not gaining much value from some of the conversations we have, if I'm being honest. But one thing she always says, like, for some reason, people always think I'm in jail because I don't come to parties or I don't come around. And it's just like, no, I do that because I want something more in life. I want something better than just a job. Like, I want to create the job. But y'all don't know nothing about that. You see what I'm saying? You can't hang around pigs and expect to try to fly like an eagle. Like it's not that's not what they do. That's not their thing. And no disrespect to them. And I love them all, but I love myself more. Right? I love myself more at the end of the day. I love myself so much to the point where I realize I can't really have that type of relationship with a vast majority of my family as I once did. And I'm okay with that. And I don't care if they're okay with it or not. It is what it is, right? Your journey will make people uncomfortable because it proves it's possible. So, as I wrap this whole thing up, right? Growing as a person, you're going to leave a lot of stuff behind. A lot of people not going to like it. A lot of people are not going to accept it, right? But who gives a fuck? Who cares? You have to grow if you want to become something better in life. If you came from a situation where, hey, I wasn't projected really to do much. Like, yeah, I was projected to go to college and graduate, but I mean, outside of that, people just like, yeah, you're going to get a good job. Because that's what they think the system is. That's what they think the roadmap to success is. Mm-mm. Not in 2025, it's not. No, that roadmap is outdated, and it's a lot of different things that you have to account for. So, any comments, right? Could you guys leave a comment? If you agree, growth is hard, but is definitely necessary. Comment that down there. If you don't believe that, hey, maybe I don't have to grow, maybe I could stay stagnant, comment that as well. And give me some examples, some personal examples, or just examples of other people's growth or lack thereof growth that you've noticed, right? And also, if you guys, please, if you watch this, please, if I don't, if y'all don't do nothing else, please leave a like and a sub. That's all I had. That's free. I don't need no cash up, no nothing. Just like the video. That's all I'm asking for. Me personally. Well, this has been your guy, Clayton Arzino, and I am signing out. And remember, y'all need to grow, because if you don't grow, you don't become nothing. Straight up.